Hello and welcome to Tuesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where I'm attempting this video slightly earlier than usual because apparently today I am due to do battle with mad Marty Sears. Marty Sears is one of the most original minds, well, I think I've ever come across in my life. And this puzzle is called Some Kind of Chaos. You can see there, I'm not sure this is a Sudoku really. It's one of these, it's called a Sumdoku. And I had a quick read of the rules before I turned on the webcam. I think this is one of those puzzles where, sort of in row 1, you only put 1 digit. And in row 4, you put 4 digits. And in row 9, you put 9 digits. Subject to some sort of constraints involving circles and lines. But this has 5 stars out of 5 for difficulty. It has been recommended to us a lot, but it's clearly bonkers. I mean, I had a look at the comments on Logic Masters, and they basically said that this is the work of a raving lunatic who also happens to be a genius. Anyway, I'll have a go at this for you, and if it never becomes a video, then never mind. I have got time to record something else before 8:30 this evening. Let me think about anything else I wanted to mention today before we kick off. Oh, I'll tell you what I'll do. Did I snip that poem? Yes, I did. Yes, I on Facebook, sometimes Facebook, because it knows I like poetry, it sometimes recommends poems to me. I always look at them, and sometimes they really make me smile or think. So I thought I would read this John Masefield poem to you and see what you. It's only very short. Best trust the happy moments. What they gave makes man less fearful of the certain grave, and gives his work compassion and new eyes. The days that make us happy make us wise. Food for thought on a Tuesday. It is Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah, it is Tuesday. Yeah. Anyway, next, let me talk to you about what we've got coming up on Patreon. In just a few days' time, on the 1st of February at 4 p.m. UK time, a new competition will launch, and it's been set for us by the Paint by Numbers Institute, and it's a Sudoku adventure called "Are You My Mama? My Mama? Mama? Are you my mama? Mama, mama." You see, I'm going to say, or could it be mama? I mean, that's how my grandmother would have said it. She wanted to be my grandmama. No, I think it's mama. Are you my mama? And look at this. What is instantly appealing is this artwork by Clocksmith. Yeah, this is coming up. Yeah, big shout out to Sven. Absolutely. I don't want to scroll down too far in case I hit the puzzles, but there are 11 puzzles in all, and it's a really gorgeous pack. So if you want a chance to make a Sudoku video that might appear on the channel where you and I would solve a puzzle together, then do think about joining us on Patreon. It's a couple of bucks a month, and entering the competition. In other news, what else? Birthdays. I've got. Oh, where's my birthday list? Oh, here it is. No, I've got it. We'll start off with Cedric. Cedric, you've turned 12 today over there in Montreal. I think I remember you from last year. Am I misremembering that? But anyway, Cedric has turned 12. Your dad, Steve, wrote to me, Cedric, described you as having a great imagination, a big heart, an English grade of about 90%, and he's clearly so proud of you. And I can reveal exclusively that you are having chocolate cake with 1-to-1 ratio of icing to cake today. So, Cedric, it's going to be a good birthday. Many, many happy returns. And then we'll go over from Montreal to Norway, where Jenny's turned 28 today. And I know this because your sister Frida wrote to us and told me that apparently the two of you have started to solve the puzzles together. I think using the same grid. I'm not sure how you're doing that, maybe over Zoom or something, but you sometimes have arguments about the correct way to pencil mark. That's amused me. And Jenny, I hope you have a great birthday today. Next, Joshua, you've turned the big 4-0 today. I know this because your girlfriend Sarah wrote to us and told us that you watch every night as a prelude to sleep. Now, I'm not sure how to take that. Does that mean that I make you go to sleep because I'm too boring? Or is it just a sort of nice way to wind down of an evening before you would normally go to sleep? I don't know. I'm not sure which way I'll take it, but Josh, I hope you have a great 40th birthday today with, of course, chocolate cake. And then finally, Virginia. Virginia, it's your birthday today, and I know this because your husband James wrote to us and told us you've been watching for a few years and it might make you happy to get a shout out. So, Virginia, I hope you have an absolutely brilliant birthday. I'm not sure where you're based, but I hope wherever it is, there is good chocolate cake available. And with all that said and done, let's have a look at this 5-star puzzle, Some Kind of Chaos by Marty Sears. And we will read the rules together slowly to see if we can understand them. They are as follows. Sudoku. Fill the grid with the digits 1 to 9. Okay. Each row n and column n contains exactly n distinct digits, with the rest of the row / column being filled with repeats. So I think I'm right with what I said before then. So it applies to columns as well. So that's column 6. So in column 6, we'd have to put 6 different digits, but we don't know what they are. And then 3 of the digits would have to repeat. But that could be any number of repeats. So say this column had a 1 in it and a 2 in it. In fact, let's do it. Let's say it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in it. That's 6 different digits in it, isn't it? So you could have just the rest of the column as 1s, and then there would be 6 different digits in this column. Or you could have 1, 2, 3, or something like that, or 1, 6, 3. I think there are loads of ways of so it's a weird rule. Anyway, then we've got chaos construction. Although what that means in the context of a not Sudoku, I don't know. It says divide the grid into 9 regions, each containing 9 orthogonally connected cells. The finished pattern of regions will have 180-degree rotational symmetry. So if that was a region, that would be a region. And if let's draw something more exotic. How many cells have I got in that one? If that was a region, where's that? That's the 3rd leg. It's something like that, I think, is the rotational equivalent. So what we're saying is if we spin the grid 180 degrees around its central cell, we should end up with the same pattern. Oh no, I haven't done that correctly, have I? That's total nonsense. I've got the thingies in the wrong place. Bother. This is already a bad start. I think it's that, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's closer. But how do regions even matter? Sorry, that's just the thing that I finally understood from reading the first paragraph twice now, that we've got this strange thing where we've only got 1 digit in row 1, for example. So it's not like if this was a region, we have to fill it with the digits 1 to 9. It doesn't say that. All it says is it's got this symmetrical property. I don't know. Anyway, circles. The digit in a circle indicates how many distinct digits appear in its region. Oh, okay, so this is where it comes in. E.g., a 6 in a circle, let's put 6 in a circle, indicates the region includes 6 distinct digits and 3 repeats. Okay, so that's a bit like what we looked at in this column. No 2 circles contain the same digit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, okay, so there are actually 9 circles in the grid, so I hope this doesn't count as solving and people won't get cross with me, but basically all of these circles have to contain a different digit is what we're being told there. And then we've got region sum lines. Okay, so region borders divide blue lines into segments, each of which have the same sum. Each blue line must cross at least one region border. So let's just see if we can draw something in that would work there. Let's say that's a region. And let's say, oh no, that won't work because this one would be all in the same region. Let's do, oh no, hang on, this is difficult. This is already difficult. 5, 6, 7, 8. No, that doesn't work. Oh, what about that? Okay, that might work. So I was trying to do this example just by looking at this one. And what we're being told here is that those two digits sum to the same as those two digits, I think. Let's say that was a blue digit. Oh, terrible choice of colour. Let's make it a yellow digit. These two digits would add up to the same as that digit. I think that's what we're being told. But that's the rules. I mean, how you come up with this, I've no idea. But do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now, do you know what I'm going to do first here? I'm going to draw, using the pen tool, an outline of the grid to make me feel like I'm building my regions. If you're not familiar with the pen tool, by the way the to turn it on is to make sure you enable the pen tool in the settings of Sudoku Pad. I always have my pen tool enabled. And I find it helpful. Now, what else are we told? We're told that every blue line is in... So that these are not in the same region is what I'm thinking. So I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. I can... not do anything else, but all of these, we're going to have a spinning effect on the grid, aren't we? So whenever we get a region boundary, we know that it's 180 degree symmetrical position, which I can actually see is there for that one. So that one's doing that. This one is in row 5, so if we spin it, it's still in row 5, so it goes over there. Where's this one? Is it there? That looks right. So... and I should always end up with an even number of segments overall. I think I've got 8 now. I've got 4 on each side of the grid. And the only other thing I grokked as I was reading the instructions was that the circles are all different numbers. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So the circles all being different, and there are 9 circles. That means 2 things, actually. One thing it means, which is a peculiar thing, is that one of these circles has a 1 in it. And that means in that circle's region, it's made up of 9 of the same... Oh, is it 9? No, it's 9 ones. Yeah, because if we're saying a digit in a circle indicates how many distinct digits appear in its region, yeah. So wherever there's a 1 in a circle, there is 1 distinct digit. So all 9 cells in that region will be filled with the digit 1. So somewhere in this puzzle, there are a load of 1s that can be connected. And similarly, there will be 1 circle that has a 9, and that will be like that will be the only way in which this puzzle is like normal Sudoku, I suppose, apart from row 9 and column 9, where it will also behave like a normal Sudoku because there will be 9 distinct digits in row 9 and column 9. But that wasn't actually the point I was thinking about when I first thought about the circles. Given the circles each are saying something very unique about their own region, so one of these is a 2, that's saying that that region has 2 distinct digits. Obviously you can't put 2 circles in the same region, can you? Because if you did, they would be saying different things about the nature of that region. So in fact, the other thing we can do is things like this. We know that all of these circles are in different regions of the puzzle. Now where's the symmetrical counterpart of that one? Is it there? Whoops. I think so. This looks very cluttered up here. All of these circles all have to be in different regions. But this is going to get very complicated, because the weird thing about these Sudoku puzzles is we know, sort of ab initio, that all of those cells contain the same digit. Oh, that's not right. Oh, no, it is right. No, well, it must be right by the rules. But I was then saying, but how can... Yeah, but these are region sum lines. Yes, okay, that does work. Because I was thinking if you had the same digit in both of those positions, yeah, but that's completely correct, because this is a region boundary. So if this was a 5 and this was a 5, it would have the same total in each region the line entered. But the fact is, we don't know what the digit is, do we? So do we use... I think what I'm going to do to label, I'm going to use letters actually. I'm just going to say that all of these are the digit A, whatever that is. Because if I want to build regions, I'm going to use colours to build regions. So I need another way to indicate sort of the numbers we're going to be putting into the cells. Oh, goodness me, what on earth do we do now? No, my brain clearly is still resisting the concept of understanding what on earth is going on. I mean, I can see really trivial things like those two are in the same region. These two, therefore, are in the same region. Because obviously this can't be a one-cell region. All the regions are of size 9. If that cell... Well, if this line was... Because these are the same digit, I think these have to be in the same region. Otherwise, what we're going to have is... Oh, see, maybe that's okay. See, I can't even see that clearly, you know. I'm wondering whether... Let's say A was 6 or something like that. I'm wondering whether we could isolate. So that's A, so we're saying that in order for these two squares to be in different regions, then obviously we have to do this, and we know that then the region sum line total for each segment on this line is A, so we have to do that. It's A, so we have to do that. And then either each of these is... Okay, it's not possible that each of these is an A, but if both of those added up to A, wouldn't that be okay? I think so. So, I mean, it's not possible both of those are A, because then this would be stranded, because I would have to close... If this was A as well, I'd have to close this in. But if these two added up to A, I don't think that's a problem. I mean, it might... Oh gosh, I tell you where it might be a problem is down here, depending on what it's done in its symmetrical position. Oh, goodness me, this is really confusing. You get a sort of... Get that sort of shape going on, wouldn't you? I mean, maybe that is something I'm meant to look at. Let me just see where the symmetrical counterpart to this goes. It does that. That's okay, isn't it? Don't think that's a problem. No, I don't know that it's whether it's a problem or not. I can't see why it's a problem. Hang on, and I've just got rid of something that I think I was entitled to, which was... Hang on, let's go back over here. These two were earned, weren't they? You've got to divide that. Now, why did I put that one in? Oh, that's because of this line. Yes, okay. So we've got... So we are in this position, and we're in this position. That is valid. But but this sort of hook-shaped thing at the top, I don't think I'm even confident to say those are in the same region, which is a terrifying thought. Oh, maybe I've got to... So maybe what I've got to do... Hang on. There are three different numbers only in row 3. Aren't there? Because that's what the rules say. And each of these circles has to be a different number. So one of these circles is the digit A. So that circle... Oh no, is that wrong? I don't know. Let's look at this line. That's filled with A's and B's. I'm going to say that B is the digit in the second row. Right, and then column 9 has all different digits, so that is not A as well. But what I'm interested in is this one. Can I prove that that's... I feel like I might be able to say that this is B. And my logic for that is the following. I'm going to claim that this row has 3 different digits in it. And that's true, isn't it? Because that's what the rules say. So those, given each circle has to contain a different digit, one of these circles must be the digit A, because I know A appears in this row and it's therefore one of the 3 digits. So one of these is A. So I don't think that can be A. I'm going to say that is B. So now, one of these is A. So I may as well label these sort of A, C, and D, mightn't I? That's really what we're saying. So if that was B, then this column, which has 2 different digits in it, would be made up of A's and B's. But that digit couldn't be B, so that would be A. This is completely absurd. That's B. That's the one. I tell you, that's the only thing I feel I've done that's of any merit. I mean, what on earth? Well, how do you do this? It's completely absurd. If that's A, does that make that have to be A? When we looked at the hook earlier, I could see that it wasn't possible that this hook was just filled with A's. Although now I'm questioning that even. If this was just filled with A's, how would you divide it into regions? You couldn't. You couldn't. Because, yeah, I don't really know how to show you this, but it's not even... Imagine this was just filled with A's. We've got to divide this into regions that all have the same sum. Now, obviously, we could divide it into 5 times so that each region summed to A. But you could see if we did that, this one would be completely enclosed. And that would not be a 9-cell region. So we're not dividing it by 5. And whatever else, you can't divide it in 2 because there are, we've got 5 of the same digit on it. So wherever you make the cut, you will not, the two parcels won't be equal. Similarly for 3, you can't have it cut in 3 or 4. So okay, so it is clear that one of these digits is not, at least one of these digits is not the digit A. But I don't think we know exactly which one. If that one's A, let me think about that one. If that's A, does that mean, that must mean this has to not be A. So we have to be in this world. Yeah, that's fine, isn't it? That's fine. Because what I could do here yeah, in this world, you can't parcel it up into regions that sum to A, because this won't sum to A and will be on its own. So what you have to do, so we know that A is not the sum for this one, so these two would have to join up. A is not the sum, so these two would have to join up. And then what we'd be saying is if this was equal to 2A, those 3 are in the same region, and these 2 are in the same region. Let me just have a look at that, just for the sake of exposition. So I think that's possible, he says, probably naively. No, I'm not having that. That doesn't work. No, that doesn't work. Right, but this is really complicated. The reason it doesn't work is nothing to do actually with this. Mathematically, the hook works, provided that C or D is equal to 2A. But I don't see how I can build either of these regions, or if they were the same colour, which is possible, how do I make this reach size 9? I don't think you can. Because let's even say these are orange. Orange comes out, so far we've reached a size 5 region, but we can't go to this square with orange because we've got this line, and that line has to be respected because of this line on the opposite side of the grid. So this is not orange, so this would be orange. That's fine, we're still fine. Now we've got sort of F in the grid, but how do we put any more cells into orange? You can't. There's no way. We can't go there because of this boundary. Can't go here because of this boundary. So this region we've built is not big enough. So what does that mean? So that means that, let's restore B here. Well, I think this has to be B, actually. That's huge. That is huge. So the reason I'm getting quite interested in that is that now this column has an A and a B in it, so it doesn't have C's and D's in it. So this column is full of A's and B's, but now this can't be B because it would be the same as that, so that one is A. And now how do we divide this hook thing up? And how do I do it so that I'm not going to run out into problems down here? Well, again, A can't be the total because this would be isolated. So this has to join there. I think this is going to be the same, isn't it? That has to join there. That. Oh, I see. So if B is equal to 2A, then that can be its own region. That's fine. Or at least when I say fine, I can see that could be true. But now, oh yes, oh I see, right, yeah, okay, so this can be made to work. The way you make this work is you make green the same as orange, and then the point about that is that this can escape through row 1. It doesn't get trapped in the way it did before, because remember when we made this A, those 3 were in a distinct region from these 2. And therefore the only way this orange got out was downwards. But imagine I made these green, which is possible here, I think, because the region sum line, it goes here, it crosses a boundary, so this is a segment. It stays here it stays in the yellow region for one cell only before going back into the green region. And the reason we want to do this, and in fact need to do this, is now this, which can only take a few cells down this way, it could take a maximum of 4. It definitely has to take this cell. Let me just double check that. Yeah, it can't take more than 4 beneath it. So 8, so that's definitely also A, and yellow has to get out. And we can draw some boundaries in. So we're in this sort of, well, we've got an S in the top of the grid. So let's put an S in the bottom of the grid. And we know, let's do the colouring down here, we'll make those orange. These can be indigo. Oh, that's lovely, yeah, that's great. So okay. Right, so here is an interesting thought about this line. That line can't all be orange, because then there's no region division along the line. So the maximum number of orange cells we can add in the bottom row here is going to be that one, isn't it? So we could take this one as green, which would give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have to take some cells from down here. Yeah, okay. So I think these have to be green, because imagine they weren't. Imagine they were a different colour. How big can we make green? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and no more cells. So that's not going to work. So these are green, which means that's green. We can't hide a 9-cell region between those things. So now I've nearly done, I've got 8 cells of green. Which means I must, okay, so that purple turns into orange. I've got 8 cells of orange. This is definitely not green because of the delineation between row 3, column 2 and row 4, column 2. So we can do that one. And the final cell of orange is either here or here. So the final cell of green is either here or here. No, surely not. How could that be the final cell of green? I'm thinking about that. I haven't disproved it totally, but I just think it's incredibly unlikely. Because if that's the final cell of green, then from this line, this sort of S-shaped line here, A is its total. So this is in a different region from this, which is in a different region from this, etc. So if this is green, you have to do that along the line. I'm not saying that's definitely wrong. I'm just saying it seems incredibly unlikely to me. Although, no, I don't know. Maybe that's okay, actually. I can't actually disprove that at first blush. Okay, this line has got 2A on it. So 2A is the total for this, but we don't know whether this is A or not. So we don't know whether this is... we know that these are not A, because we've already had an A and a B. So no other circle can contain A or B. And this row contains A, C, and D. We know that for sure. This column contains A and B. Yeah, I suppose the other thing is we know the relationship between B and A. Oh. I see. Right, here's something interesting. I was going to say we definitely know the mathematical relationship between A and B because 2A is equal to B by the region sum line. But we know more than that because the shape I've drawn in, this F shape, which is 8 of the cells of the A region, has only got 1 digit in it at the moment. So A is 1 or 2, definitely. It can't be more than that because it can't have more than that, more distinct digits than 1 or 2 distinct digits. And in fact, if that is A is 1 because its whole population is just the digit A. And then B would be 2 So that would be 2. But okay, so B is 2 or 4. That's certainly true. So this digit is A or B, isn't it? They've got to be the same across this border. Wow, okay. Don't know what to do now. Unsurprising. I don't know. I'm not sure what to do. Let me think. We could... Golly gosh, how do you do this? We know that... It's so hard, this. It's so difficult, because you look at this and you think, okay, there must be something mathematical I can do along that. But actually, that could just be 3-digit A's. Providing they're in different regions, that would work completely normally. You sort of think when you get a B, okay, that must mean something for the other cells, but it doesn't. Oh dear, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me think. Can we do... Okay, here's something. The total for this line, this sort of horseshoe line that's coming this way, is A, isn't it? Because that A is on its own. And that's an A. So there must be, that must be a correct line. Oh. Yes, this is good. Right, we know B is bigger than A, because B is equal to 2A. So, given that the total for this line is A, neither of these can actually be B, they'd just be too big. So these are both A, and look at that, we can just draw that in. So there are 4 regions emanating from this position. That's going to be interesting, surely. So let's start building those in. So this is a different region. I'm not saying it's not yellow. I've got no idea what colour it's going to end up being, but what colour? I'll make it orange in the hope it never gets over that far. And I'll make this one lime green, maybe. So what, if anything, does that mean? Who knows? Oh, we could do... Hang on. Can't we propagate this over here? Yeah, I should do that, shouldn't I? So this is sort of this position. It's not as good though. There's just not as much grid furniture up at the top for me to make use of. So we'll go blue there, we'll go red there on the basis these are unlikely to meet, and we'll go lime green there on the basis these are unlikely to meet. But I don't, yeah, that just doesn't look a profitable avenue of attack, does it? Ah. Okay. What do we put in this square? And the answer to that is E, which is a strange choice, but I think it's true. In fact, look at this column generally. We know there's an A in it. We know there's C or D, whatever that is, in it for definite. And we know this is a 3rd digit. But this is a 3rd digit in column 3. There are only 3 different digits. That is not A or B, because we've already had A and B in circles. So that becomes A. Ah. That's good. That's very important. I can see a reason that matters. I'm going to label this E. So this, here's another point then. So that becomes A, because there's no B in this column. We've got the 3 different digits. They are A, C or D, and E. So this is also A, but doesn't that mean... Oh, I thought I was going to be interested in that. Why did I think I was going to be interested in that? I'm not sure now. Oh, bobbins, I don't know. For some reason, that in my mind I was excited about it, but I'm going to come back up here because I did spot something when I made this A. If this green goes into this square now, it won't work. Because now, oh no, it might work. No. No, it doesn't work. I don't think. Actually, I'm not sure. Well, no, I'm actually not sure now. I think it would be really easy to make a mistake with this puzzle. If this is A, we know that the region sum line for this line is A, so we have to do those things. This A is complete, so this is some different colour from yellow. So this would go out here. This would go out here. If that joined... Let's see. I don't think this can be yellow, because if it was yellow in this situation, it couldn't grow. Because it's not allowed to grow into... It's not allowed to grow into here, because there would be two circles in the region. It's not allowed to grow into here, because these two can't be in the same region, given the region sum line is A. And we've already got A in yellow. So I think this is a new colour, and it would have to grow here, but then yellow would come out. That would, well, it depends. Might be able to be C or D if C or D is 1. But yellow would come out there. Gosh, no. Okay, so my logic is totally flawed, isn't it? It's totally flawed. So I thought I was going to be able to disprove I thought this A would disprove this being green A, but I don't think it does. So in fact, learning that this is C and D and this is E has not helped me one jot, which is most distressing. Most distressing. Oh dear. Okay. Let's try... So if that's... Maybe I could disprove it the other way. If that's green... Oh no, I'm not sure. Oh, hang on. This is in row 9. So you can't repeat digits in row 9. So that's B. So again, that's interesting. So this cannot be the extent of red's encroachment onto this horseshoe, because let's say that the region sum total for this line is A, then that A in the corner is a one cell region, so red has to extend down. Now this being B and this being only A or B tells us how we have to divide this line now, because B is 2A. We know that from the mathematics of the hook at the top. So if we were to join 2A to a B, given this would be in a distinct region, it would need to be equal to 4A, and it's only equal to A or B. It's not enough. So in fact, this is huge. This is good. We have to do that. We have to do that. Ah, but that then is red. I see. So this is now B, in order to make sure the line mathematics work. But A then re-enters the horseshoe line there, and this is some new region which will make, oh goodness, oh I've not used purple, that's completely remiss of me. So look, now that one comes out here, the green one comes out here, red has to come out again, purple comes out into this thing at the bottom. Okay, that's finally a series of deductions that are not completely awful. And of course all of this is mirrorable up at the top, so we might as well do that. So those are blue, purple, I might as well make that purple. These are not going to meet each other, let's be clear about that. So we get this sort of pattern. We can draw in a load of lines. Okay, oh, Yeah, this blue at the top is not a good colour. I can't really see the region sum lines against the background. Ah. Oh, well now, okay. Finally, that's not green. The reason that's not green is that if it was green, the region sum line for this line is A, but those two digits are in the same region, so we know it's at least 2A. So that is not green. Goodness me, that's been hard to prove. So green goes there. And orange has to get out, which means lime green has to get out, which means red has to get out, which means purple has to get out. And we get an extension of everything in the bottom left, which means we get presumably the same thing in the top right by a process known as symmetry. Yeah, that one. Yes, okay, so the thing I was missing was orange, obviously is the corollary of green, so we can extend these as well, and we can finish orange as a result of the work we've done to establish the nature of dark green at the top. I feel like I've got too many regions now. It looks like I've got an absolute I can only have 9 regions. Does that have to be yellow, or could it be purple? Oh, not drawn a black line there. That's totally not right, is it? Or there, or here, or here, or here. I mean, it's clearly very possible this is the same region as this, and that's going to start reducing the number of regions that I've got that I'm building. Maybe, okay, what we should probably do is to keep track of digits in this column. So this column is made up of A, C, D, E. A, C, D, E. And in this row we need 4 different digits. In this column we need 4 different digits. Here's an interesting point. We know that the total for this S-shaped region is at least 3A now. So this can't live on its own. It can't take that region digit only. That would only be 2A. So even if that's yellow, it's not enough. So that must also be yellow. We don't know whether it's A, C or D, but it must be yellow. I think it's going to be something to do. It's going to be something to do. No. Here's a fascinating point. This Marty is so clever. He's so clever. Look at this. Is it possible that this is indigo? What I mean is it possible to divide this line in row 9 into 3 different segments? No, because each cell would have to have the same value, but we know every digit in this row has a different value. We can use that to get rid of A from this square. So actually, this must be purple, which means that must be purple. And now 4A is the total for this line. In fact, 4A is the exact total for this line. Oh, unless yellow is purple. Hadn't thought of that. Oh, so maybe this was invalid. Let's take that out. I'm not comfortable with that. I said this line adds to 3A at least. I'd not considered purple being the same as yellow, which it might be. Oh, okay, but I didn't use that to make the deduction about that line at the bottom. So for all of you, those of you who paused the video and commented at me about my bad logic, I agree with you. The logic was bad, but I've caught it. Maverick's flying over. How long have I had? 49 minutes. Have I got any digit? I've not got a digit. I've got some logic. I've built some partial. I've built 2 regions. Oh, what a builder I am. Okay. I know A is 1 or... Oh, no, I don't. I know what A is. Sorry. A's 1. Oh, this is huge. I've got loads of digits out of nowhere just by considering the fact that I was so useless at solving that I got no digits. I've suddenly got 9. I've got more than 9 digits. Because look, that green region is all made up of A. So the circle it's in, oh, must be a 1. And the whole thing turns into 1s, which means that's 2 by mathematics. That's 1 by the fact it's A. All of these are 1. All of these are 1. These are 1. Any time there's an A, it's a 1. Any time there's a B, it's a 2. Okay, so now what we should do... Oh, there's a 2's down here. We don't know what that one is, apparently. Although we probably don't. No, well, I do, actually. Because this, whatever region this is, it has to extend there, doesn't it? So it's taking 2 cells. So both of those cells must have a value of 1, otherwise the world would be broken. Because we know that the region sum for this is 2, 1 plus 1. So these are in the same region. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 regions. Touch the perimeter. There's something to do with perimeter logic here going on as well, but let me just mull this for a second or two. So what I should do, I think, is change A's and B's to 1's and 2's. I should change A for the number 1 wherever I can. So A, no, there's no A down there. These could be 1's, I think. Okay, that could be a 1. I mean, it's so strange to think that's going to get disambiguated by something, isn't it? What's that getting disambiguated? Oh, no, it is, of course. It can't be 1 by the column. Yeah, okay, no, that's fair enough. Because this column has to have all different digits. Okay, let's continue building some regions. That's definitely forced. So, do we think this is joining to this? I'm beginning to think that, actually. The thought I had before, by the way, is that if you look at the perimeter of the puzzle now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... There are 6 regions in the perimeter, or 6 regions only that touch the perimeter. So there are 3 regions in this puzzle that are completely internal. Now, how does that work? I'm wondering how that works in the context of this central cell. I mean, that central cell could be something like that, couldn't it? Oh, Marty would quite like that, I think. Don't think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's yeah, I bet you it's something like that. It's either something like that, or I was wondering if those join to those. You know, something like that, for example. And these would be in the same region. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But, okay, so that's probably not how to do this. Let's try and think of something else. These are the same region, so these are the same region. I'm not saying these are joined, I'm just saying that that obviously this, whatever that's in, it has to get out. Could we... no, okay, this region here. Oh, that's beautiful. Please let that be true. Yeah, that's beautiful. Right, indigo, this indigo region up here. It can't bump into that circled 2, because that would say that this region, the indigo region, had 2 different digits in it. It has a 1, a 2, and a C or a D, which is not the digit 1 or 2. It's got at least 3 digits in it, so that is not indigo. So indigo must go in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it's still 1 short, but I know it doesn't go there. So, and that was the T-shaped region. So the T-shaped region is tipping upwards like that. And that seems to be forcing the red region downwards, which forces the green region upwards, which forces the orange region upwards. But the orange region could be the same as the black region. I've got to be a bit careful here. There's all sorts of possibilities now, I think, going on. Feels to me like... I don't know. I suspect I can do better with this S-shaped region and knowing it's got 4 purples, possibly a 5th purple, if that's purple, on it. But I'm wondering whether it's to do with this 2 here. You know, for the region that 2's part of to spill down the grid, I feel is just going to be very difficult, because obviously the further we go towards row 9, column 9, the more disparate the digits get, the less repeats we can naturally have. But E, could E be 2? No, E can't be 2. We've had the 2. Golly gosh. Oh, here's a funny little point. Look at those 2 squares. They're in column 8 and they are the same digit. They are in different regions. So that region sum line, for it to work, these are the same number. So they only repeat. There's only 1 repeat in column 8. It's got 8 distinct digits in it. It happens on this line. So that cell is a 2. And now this cell is a C or a D. We've had the repeats happening there. So, well, that can't be a 1, can it? Because we're adding these 2 digits up to give this digit. So C or D is equal. It's not, okay, this is not double 1, because then C or D would be equal to 2, which we know is B. Or we did know was B. So we know that this is either 3 or 4, definitely, because we're either adding 1 and 2 or double 2 here. So C or D is 3 or 4. But that's one of the digits in this row, is a 3 or a 4. So one of these is 3 or 4. Now, okay, I don't know what to do now. I mean, it seems 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see, what I think is probably happening is that these 3 digits are in the purple, and then purple would be quorate at size 9, wouldn't it? That's probably what's happening. Those 2 digits have to add up to that digit. This is sort of a little arrow shape down here. And remember, in row 9, these are different digits. So this is at least a 3-4 pair, because 1 and 2 have gone in the row. So that square is at least a 7. And these digits are from 3, 4, 5, and 6, definitely. I'm clutching at straws here. No, I'm not doing myself any favours. I'm not thinking clearly about what I need to think about here. If that was the 3 or the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've still got one more digit to take here, which is either this digit, but I don't know whether these are different, or this digit. I mean, yeah, this circle digit here can't be more than 5, can it? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if that digit was not C, D, 1 or 2, it could be 5. So that digit is 3, 4 or 5. But it could be the same as this digit. We just don't. Oh, I don't think I know the answer to that. Okay, if yellow was not purple, purple can't get enough digits, because yellow has to extend to here by region sum logic, because 4 would be the total for the S line, so this would have to be in yellow, and if it's distinct from purple, purple could grow 1 cell, but it couldn't become size 9. So purple and yellow are the same, which means indigo down here turns purple. And therefore, and we have to get a circle in. Maybe I've just got to think about how to get circles into all the regions. Well, we've got a choice, haven't we? It's either this one or this one to complete. So this is definitely some new colour. I'm wondering about how we divide the region sum total up for the purple region at the top. It's got 2 different distinct digits in it at the moment. If it takes this and this is a 3, then that would probably be okay. Let's think about that. So if that's purple, this has to come out. 2, 3, this has to come out. So that would be a 5, wouldn't it? Because the region sum total for here would be 5. Yeah, in fact, maybe that's how to think about it. Because purple is never taking this square, the region sum total for this line, the S-shaped line, is 5. And this one is going here or here for its final cell. So one of those is a 5. Now, does that help us? I don't know, is the answer. I've also got to be cognizant of the fact, which I'm only dimly now thinking about, that every single area in this puzzle has to reach a circle. I'm just wondering how it has to reach a circle in a way that is, commensurate with symmetry as well, which feels fairly difficult. No, sorry. If I'm warming more to the idea for... Yeah, okay, what are we joining this to now? It's not good enough. It has to join to something I've shaded a colour into. Because if it doesn't, Yeah, this is the same as these, is what I'm claiming in my brain. My brain is claiming that, because if that wasn't true, it's definitely not joining to this, because once you rotate that shape around 180 degrees, you've got more than a 9-cell region. So that's not right. Similarly, we might say, okay, it could actually join to the black region and create a shape that would be valid, but to do that would cut green off. Let me just show you what that looks like. If we do that, how does green reach 9 cells in size, given it can't join up with orange because there's a clear delineation between green and orange? It can't. So that's not right. So what is this joining to? Now there is another option which I will mention, which is that, but again, green is just impossible. So we could make this bigger, we could extend it into that and that, but green gets cut off. So in fact, there's only one way, there's only one region that the middle cell of the grid can now be party to, and that's this region and this region. They are the same region, and therefore they have to be the same colour, and the colour they need to be, I'm going to claim, is purple, just from a point of view of keeping them apart from their neighbours. Now this green has to come over the top here and could join to the black. Probably does join to the black actually, because what else does the black join to? It can't join to the red, it would be more than 9 cells, and it can't join to the purple at the bottom, or it would be more than 9 cells. So that black has become green, which might mean we make it all, actually let's make it all black then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got one more cell there to take, and we can do the same at the top though, can't we? We've now deduced that those are all the same. So should we make this one all red maybe? But then at the top, this T region hang on, why is it clear? Yes, I see, it's clear because I didn't put this line in, which is the symmetrical counterpart of that line in sort of dividing row 2 column 4 from row 2 column 5. So actually red is forced to go there, which forces black down here, which forces the final purple to be there, and I think we've shaded the puzzle. Once I've rotationally symmetrically transposed this, we have achieved symmetry, I think. Probably famous last words, but I think we have. So we're looking at this shape and that shape and that shape and that shape, and all we've got to do now, we might play around with our colouring so that it's a little bit less repetitive. Let's make purple yellow in the middle. We've got lime green to play with still. We could do lime green at the bottom here. And which colour have I not used? Oh, blue, because I couldn't really see the region sunline for blue, but I think if I do oh no, that's a terrible choice, sorry, let's restore red there. Have we got any region that doesn't really use region sun? Not really, they all seem to use them. Okay, but now can't we go back to my thinking around this? The region sum total for the S shape in the grid is 5. So that's a 5. So that's a 5. That's a 5. These aren't 5. But they're from 1, 2, 3, and 4. They have to add up to 5. Right. Has that helped at all? Yeah, nearly. No. A bit. Okay, we know that this C or D digit that's necessary for row 3 is not a 5, that's a 3 or a 4. So these digits are from 3, 4, 5. That is the makeup of this row. That digit is a 3, 4 or a 5. It's still incredibly surprising to me this possibly has a unique solution. But we have at least got some digits in now, so we shouldn't be totally disgusted with our performance yet. Now, that can't be a 1 because it's its only cell in its line, and this has got 2 cells in black, so it's not a 1. That's C, D, or E. CD being this digit, or E being this digit. Good grief. I mean, how on earth do you make much more progress from this? I have no clue. It's going to be something to do with trying to keep track of... Or maybe it's to do with these 5s. Can I do something clever with those? Yeah, if you look at this column, for example, there's only 4 different digits in this column, and we've got 3 of them already. The bottom row is all different digits. The column 9 is all different digits. Golly gosh, this is actually, it's not that easy, this. Oh, my phone is buzzing. Let me just check that's nothing important. That's something I'll have to think about later. Do we know? Do we know how many different digits are in this box? There's clearly the number 1, the number 2, the number 5. They are definitely in this box. And then we've got a choice. C and D. C and D can't be different numbers because than 5 and 1, for example. Because if they were, then in row 3 of the grid we would have at least 4 different numbers, and I can only have 3 different numbers. So actually, a tiny point here is that these are the same digit, and that they are... Oh, or are they the 5 digit? Hang on, are they both 5? No, they can't both be 5. That would put 5 in the circle. Yeah. Okay, there's 3 different digits in the indigo region at the moment. But there can't be 5. We can't write 5 in here. Because to do that, if this is 5, this would have to be 2 different digits than 1, 2 and 5 simultaneously. So that's not right. So that is C or D, which is not 5. It's this digit, I think. I think these are the same. Because row 3 has got 5, 1, and 1 more digit in it, which is the C or the D digit. But this is 5 now, I'm pretty certain. But we'll come back to that in a second. I think now the total number of different digits in this region is 4. It's 1, 2, 5, and whatever this is. And whatever it is correctly then counts this region's number of disparate digits. So this is 4. This is definitely not... Actually, do I know that that's not 5 now? I'm not sure I do know that that's not 5, but I do know that that is 4. Because otherwise this row would have had too many different digits. And if that's 4, that is 5, because that's the only other digit it can be in this row. And this is now 4. And these are both 2, to make the maths of that work. And we can get, I think we can actually just dispose of C and D now as a marking. Look, we've still got this hanging out. This, I don't know what that is. Okay, so this is 4 or 5. This is 4 or 5. This is 4 or 5 or 1. And C and D are 4 and 5 wherever they appear. So we can put those in down here. Along with E, which is some new digit, which is probably, it's most likely to be 3, I think. Because I haven't used 3 yet. I've got 1, 2, 4, 5 used up. And we can probably work out which one of these circles could possibly be 3. I mean, that can't be. That's got at least 6 different digits in column 9. So that's definitely 6, 7, 8 or 9. I bet that's 9, but I'm not going to absolutely insist that that's correct. This one that's got to be a 5 at the end of the day. At the moment it's got 3. So these 2 digits are new digits, aren't they? I think they are distinct different digits. But the thing is, in this column it could include 2. But they're definitely new digits from the perspective of the red region. Those are 2 new digits. I don't even know really how to pencil mark that. They're any digit that is not 2, 4, 5, and they are different from each other. And that are not 1, 4, 5. I think I said 2, 4, 5. I mean, this cell here, that sees 6 different digits in its row, so that's at least a 6. That definitely can't be. Maybe it's to do with where the 9 region is. The 9 region has to have 9 different digits in it, and that's not that one. That's got three ones in it. Oh, hang on. No, that's correct. I was suddenly thinking this can't be 3 because 3 hasn't appeared in this column, but that's fine. Because remember, yeah, this is good. 4 is not a digit that's valid in column 3. Because we've got 1 and 5 and E are the digits. Once this became 5, it locked itself in. If this had been 4, obviously then 4 would have been the digit in column 3, but it didn't. It became 5. So 4 is never an option down here because that would make this a 4 and the 4 would repeat in a circle. So, what on earth? Okay. So, and whatever these 2 digits are, and we don't know what they are, but they're not 1, 4, or 5, and they are different from each other, that provides the total panoply of digits for this row. But, okay, but I don't really see how to use that very well. Oh, it's very... If you don't do these, what are they called? Sudokus or something. If you don't do them very often, they are just vicious. They really are. Because I suspect there's a way of thinking about this that is sort of a little bit smoother than the way I'm finding. Those have to add up to 5, maybe, because it could be maths. I mean, I haven't really thought about the region sum lines very hard. What? Okay, we've got 3, 6. I'm going to write 3, 6, 7, 8, and 9 into those. So if that was 3, then this would be just taken up with 1s, 3s, and 5s. That would have to be... if that was 3, that would not be the same as this one. If that was 3, we know there would be an extra. It would have to be 1. It would have to be 1, 2, 3 to fill the whole of this box, because the 5 thing is going to take either 1, 4 or 2, 3. And once that's 3, it would have to be... Oh no, it could be 1, 3, 4. But yeah, okay, either 1, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3 would fill the black region. Oh, okay, and this square, which is in the black region, is the sum of 2 other squares in the black region. So 1, 3 and 4 would work, and 1, 2 and 3 would work if that was the high digit. So maybe that one can be the 3 region. That's a thought, isn't it? We've had a repeat in row 7 already, so if that was a 1, all of these digits would have to be different from each other. Oh, golly gosh, this is confusing, isn't it? It's not easy. We've actually got a 3-cell line there. But again, the problem with this is, normally you go, oh wow, 3 different digits, that must add up to at least 6. But, you know, if this was a 1, 2, 3 triple, but there's no reason, well, there probably is a reason, I just don't know what it is, that this can't be 3 1s or something like that. What about column 5 then? I've got 1, 4, 5, and that digit, which is definitely not 1, 4 or 5, that's 4 different digits. Oh, hang on, that's different. Ah. Okay, so in column 5, we know the different digits. Well, we don't know them, but we know... No, we don't know them. We know that they are this digit, this digit, this digit, this digit, and this digit. There is no overlap between those, so there is no 2 in this column. Because if there was a 2, that would be a 6th different digit, so that's a 1. I mean, I'll take anything at this point. That's definitely not 2. And it could be 4, could be 3 if one of these is a 3. Okay. So all I got from that is 1 digit. That's underwhelming, isn't it? Okay, oh bother. I've got 5 and E written in here, and E is this one. So if this was 5, that would be 5. Oh, I see, all 3 of those are the same, whatever they are, they're all the same, aren't they? So I might as well put that in. They're 5E. Because the region sum line just passes from one region to another region to another region in sort of 3 consecutive blocks. So this digit is definitely not the same as these 3. Because we're summing 2 things here to get to this constant digit that's rolling around there. So that probably is a 1, I'm going to guess. But again, it's not conclusively proved to be a 1. If E was 8, for example, these were all 8s, and that was a 5 and that was a 3, that might work. It's just all these 3 are definitely the same. They're probably all 5s, would be my guess. Oh, bother. Come on, Simon. I think do I think there's something easy we're missing? No, I don't actually. I think this is quite clearly quite hard. I mean, and what's also interesting about it is it's being consistently hard. How long have I had? 1 hour and 24. And, you know, this is the first point where I felt genuinely, like, really stuck. But at every stage, you know, there's been quite some thinking to do to make any sort of progress. Right, so what can we do here? Maybe we've got to get rid of this E. E is 3, 6, 7, 8 or 9. But it's not 9, is it? Or 8. because there can't be 8 different digits in here. So E is 3, 6 or 7 only. Now, if E was 7, then we've had the 2 repeats, so these would be 3 new digits, and they would add up to at least 12, because they'd be at least 3, 4, 5, wouldn't they? And that cannot be a 12. So I don't think 7 is going to work. I'm not actually sure 6 is going to work either. If it was 6 different digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we can have 1 repeat. So these would be at least, but we could have 3, 4, 1 or something like that. That's rotten. That is 3 or 6 though. That is 3 or 6. Okay, that's definitely not 9. Or 8, because these are the same. So this one's 3, 6 or 7. If I can get 7, if I can get rid of 7 from this one, then I'd have a 3, 6 pair in the circles. If it's 7, these would have to be E then, wouldn't they? Which is 3 or 6. Because we know E is 3 or 6 now. Oh, come on! I think we're getting. I feel like that we're getting slightly nearer. If it's 7, all these are different from anything else. If it's 7, these are both E. 7, 5. But then there's lots of opportunities for those to be different digits. So that doesn't feel like it's the way forward, to be honest. If this is 3... no. I can see a reason this can't be 3, and it's actually to do with row 8. If this was 3, these 2 digits, we know these 2 digits are selected from 1, 2 and 3 then, don't we? And there couldn't be 8 different digits in this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. This is 6. Right. That's still putting huge pressure on this, but that is 6. So these are not 6, that's not 6, that's not 6, that's not 6. Right, okay. So we now know that E is 6 wherever it appeared. So let's correct for that and see if that helps us. E is 6 wherever it appeared. And now it doesn't appear anymore, and I feel slightly better about that, to be honest. Okay. Can we... These are all the same, aren't they? So if these were all 6, this would be a 1, 5 pair. And then this row would have had all its possible repeats. But if these are 5, this would be a 1, 4 pair. Yeah, okay, this is never 6, is it? Because it's summing 2 digits to equal. So this is 1 or 5. And whatever it is, if this is 6, this is a 1, 5 pair. If this is 5, this is a 1, 4 pair. But this is always... Oh no, that could be a 1, couldn't it? It could go 5 and then the 1 could be here. But that might, does that give us too many digits in this column? Yeah, because I can only have 4 different digits in this column. So if this is 6, how do we get 4? No, it's okay, isn't it? If that's 5 and that's 1 and that's 4, that is only that's the correct number of digits in this column. Bother. So maybe it is this line then. Yeah, let's have a look at the red box. We know that we've got to add to a single digit total 3 numbers, only one of which can be a repeat of anything that's already been in the box, because we need 6 different digits. So if none of these were a repeat, it would be at least 3, 4, 5. That's clearly not right. So there is definitely a 1 or a 2 on here, along with a 3. There must be a 3 on there. Oh, there could be a 5 if it was 3, 5, 1. So it's 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. I mean, that's such a bad pencil mark. That's what these digits are made up of, though. And only one of them is repeating one of these digits. And they definitely add up to at least 8. That is an 8 or a 9. Because the minimum I could make this would be to repeat the 1 and then add a 3 and a 4 to it. But can I use the trick down here that we were thinking about before? Because we know that the digits in column 5 are 1, 4, 5, this digit and this digit, 3s and 7s. So there are no 2s for certain. But if that's 3, can that be 3 now? That's probably a good question. No. Yeah, so we're going to get 3 by elimination. If this is 3, let's count how many different digits we've got in this box now. We've got an 8 or a 9, a 3 and a 1. Well, that's all the digits we're allowed. But we've also got a 5 or a 6, so that's not 3. That's the simplest way to do that then. So that is 3. So this is made up of 1s, 3s and 5s. So we can fill in all of those as 5s. Therefore, this is 1. This is 4 by the maths of this. These are all 1s, 3s and 5s. I don't know. We can probably do much better than this, but let's just put it in and see if we can see how to do much better. Looks like those. Oh, this might be interesting. I'm just looking at row 5. Now this has got to have 5 different digits in it. At the moment it's only got 3. And even with that one, that's just a repeat of what's already come. So these are 2 brand new spanking digits. And they add up to the sum of these 2 digits. But they could be the same digit. So if this was a 1-3 pair, those couldn't be different. They can't be double 2. They wouldn't be both different, and that couldn't be a 2 anyway. So it's not a 1-3 pair. So one of these cells is a 5, and it's either 5 plus 1 equals 6, and this is a 2-4 pair in a very specific order, or it's 3 plus 5 equals 8. And this is a 2-6 pair. So this is always a 2, and this is a 4 or a 6. Oh, and that's not correct. Wow, that's vicious. Oh. Wow, what have I got wrong there? Sorry, and the reason I've seen that's wrong is in this column, this is a repeat, and that's the only repeat allowed, so I can't have a 2 here. So I don't understand how to make this work at all. Oh, I see, it could be double 5 equal. Oh, hang on, I'd forgotten you can repeat these. Oh, I'm trying to do Sudoku. That's silly. Okay, it can't be double 1 equals 2, because that won't work. If it was double 3 equals 6, we've just proved that doesn't work. So it's double 5. That's the only way that will work. Double 5 equals 10. And there must be some way of making this work with 2. 4, 6 might work. It can't be 1, 9. It can't be 2, 8, because I can put 2 in neither of these squares. It can't be 3, 7. There's no new digits. It has to be 4, 6. I'm not taking any other. There can't be another way of doing that. I mean, it's so constrained. This digit is okay, this is repeated here, so it's not 1. This is a 3 or a 5. Okay, and in this column now, we've got 1, 3, 4, 5, and that. Oh, no, we don't know. We don't know. We don't get anything there. Oh, but come on. That's a 7, 8, or 9. Well, it's not 9. It's got a repeated 1 in it. I feel like if this was 1, 4, we couldn't make it work. Because then we're going to have too many repeats. We can't get 7 different digits. If this was a 1, 4 pair, we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's not 7 or 8, is it? So this is a 2, 3 pair, and we know the order apparently. It's that order. And now we've got 5 different digits here. 6, but these could be double 8, presumably. Yes, we don't know. We don't know is the short answer. That's 7 or 8. So, okay, there is a 9 in the bottom row then, by circle logic. So that's not 9, because we know that 9 can't repeat in the bottom row. So now this adds up to 7 or 8, so it doesn't involve 6 anymore. It definitely has a 3 on this arrow. That's how I'm thinking about it. And I've got a 7, 8, 9 triple. Oh, I have got a 7, 8, 9 triple. Right. So that square is 4, 5, or 6 by the dint of logic in this row. Sort of Sudoku in the row. And this column has 4 different numbers in it, which are 1, 2, 4, and 5. So that is not 6. And now 6 in the bottom row has 1 position, which is there. I mean, it's just, that's bonkers. Pure and utter bonkersness. Okay, so we know there's 1 repeat on here, don't we? But we don't, or I don't think I know where. And okay, in this column, it's only 1s, 2s, 4s, and 5s. So I'm going to put those in. Because I think this digit is interesting, isn't it? Didn't we work out long, long ago in a galaxy far, far away that these 2 digits were different in order to get this red count up to 5? We know 1, 4, and 5 are in there. So we need 2 more different digits. So that is a 2. And now I want to remove 2 from there, but that is not how this works. This is now not 1, 2, 4, or 5. So I'm pencil marking it. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, it's so ridiculous. And it's... How do we ever know what this is? It must be something to do with the count of this column, I suppose. Goodness me. Okay. I know one of these is nice. So one of these has no... Oh, we know they're different, so that would work. Can we prove there's a repeat somewhere down here? If this... Ah. Yeah, okay. This can't be 9. Because if it was 9, where would you put the 1 in its region? I don't think there's anywhere to put it. You can't repeat 1 in column 9. You can't make this a 1, because that would be a 1 as well. And now I've got 3 1s in a column that's meant to have 8 distinct digits. So that's not 9. This is 9. And... okay, so we know now I've got to put 1, 7, and 8 into those squares, which means something. So I've got a repeated 1 in this row now, so there's no more repeats in this row. So that 2 doesn't repeat. These are different. And somehow the mathematics of all this has to work, doesn't it? So right, so one of these needs to be a 1, because we're not adding 7 plus 8 to get to 8 or 9, are we? So one of those is a 1. That is not a 1. Oh, well, that's the same. This has to be 1, otherwise that's 7 plus 8 equals 15. So this is a 1. That is not a 1. Which is presumably in some way an intelligent comment. Okay, look at this column now. We've had a repeated 1 and a repeated 5, so there are no other repeats. So this digit is not, it has to be 3 if there's no other repeats. And these are not the same, so these are not double 8. They are different. And if that's, yeah, see, I think it works either way round. But this is, oh, that's 8 or 9, isn't it? But by maths again, these, yeah, they are different. Because we're adding a different number up to 1 in each sum. So these are different. This is a 7 or an 8. That's a 7 or 8. Those are different. We might, maybe colouring 7s and 8s or something might be something we're required to do at some point. That's, I mean, it's just, it's still, it now has the feel of a puzzle hopefully I will one day finish. I'm not sure if it'll be this day, but one day I hope to finish it. Do we know the way to San Jose? No, that's not the question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know there's got to be a 1 or a 2 on here. Four, 5. Is it something to do with this column? We need to have 6 distinct digits in this column. We've got 1, 2, 3, potential 4 if one of those is a 4. So that's 4 different digits. That's the same. How many do we have to have? 6. That's a 5th. Yeah, but this naughty old thing here could be anything at all, couldn't it? Although in this row, no. In this row we need 4 different digits. We've got 1, 2, 5 and possibly 3, but we don't know whether this is 3 or not. If it probably is 3, isn't it? And then that's going to be 3. And that would help this column. And I know those were different. So if that's 8, that's 9, that's 7. That's 8. That's 5. Oh, I'm sorry. If this is obvious, then well done. Well done, whoever's looking at this going, oh, this is so obvious. Oh, hang on. Right, hang on. I've got 3 1s at the start of this row. So there's no more repeats. This is row 7, so those are not 1s. They can't be 4s either. They're surely going to resolve this. Oh, but it could have repeat. It might be able to have repeats. I'm not sure. It could. Can it? 6 different digits. I know it's got to have a 1 or a 2 on it, but could it be something like 2 double 3 or 1, 2, 3? No, I don't think it could. There's no 1 on here at all now. Apparently. I'm not sure if I trust that, but... So how is this not 2, 3, 4 equaling 9? It is, isn't it? I don't see another way of doing it. Given I can't put... I need lots of distinct digits here, because I'm repeating 1 of 1 and 2, and that's the last repeat. So the other 2 digits are not repeats. So it is 2, 3, 4. That is 9. So that is 8. That is 7. That is 8. That's a 7 in the corner. That is 8 by dint of magic. Pure magic. That's 5. That's 4. That's the bottom row. I'm allowed to do Sudoku in the bottom row. That's fine. Now, there's no 5 on this little panoply of nonsenses. Right, so that seems to have to be 3. That seems to have to be 2. And that seems to have to be 4 by maths, because we can't repeat. Now, that needs to be 5. Now, let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 different digits in that one. There need to be 8 different digits in this one. We've had the repeat. So this is a new digit, and it's a 6 or a 7. And it's the same look as this digit, but it's all bets are off down here, because we've got a 7 in the corner. And in this column, 1, 2, 3, 4... So we need 2 more different digits from these squares. Is that right? Because this is column 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is not 1, and this is not 8. Okay, and this one... Well, we know it's got 6 different digits for sure in column 9. So we can only have 1 more distinct digit from this little panoply. What about this column? Do we know something clever about this column? Yeah, how could those be 7s? If those are 7s, we've really broken this column because we've got too many repeats. So that is 6. And therefore that's 4, and this is 6 because this one is a sum. These are the same though. So in order to have 7 different digits, given we've got a repeat of 6 and 8, there's no 4 in this column in orange, so the 4 goes there. And that finally completes indigo. And we've had our repeat here, so this is a 5. That's a 3, and these are the same across a region sum line. It's still... I still am not sure. Okay, that can't be 5, can it? Because don't we need those to be different from anything we had in the column already? I think we did. And this row has 4 different digits in it, and one of those is a 3 now. So look, we are there. We're there. Assuming I've not made an error, which would be an absolutely remarkable thing. 9 and 5 are going into these squares, and all I've got to do is work out which is which. This can't have a repeat 5 in it. So that's a 9, that's a 5. If I have got that right, that is quite extraordinary. Let's check this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is the right total for that row. I mean, I'm going to make a thumbnail, Marty. What's the Jack Nicholson? Here's Johnny. It's Marty. What are you thinking creating this? That was brutal. Is it correct? Please. 111 people have solved it. I suppose it's been out for... No, not best part of a year, but quite a number of months, 8 months. So it has been around for a while, but that was really hard. I think that was... I mean, that felt 5 stars to me. I also think it would be incredibly easy to make a mistake. I nearly made one, at least once. I may have made one, and you're about to tell me. I hope I didn't, but... what a puzzle. What a puzzle. Some kind of chaos. That's what's going on in your brain, Marty. Some kind of chaos indeed. Let me know in the comments how you got on with this one. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.